This has been the draft that teams were planning for, hoping for. They schemed around. Some teams tanked to get in position for it. And there was a lot of depth in this draft. Jay Bilas, Jalen Rose, and Bill Simmons here, and there were a lot of winners. Cleveland ran out its time on the first pick. You wondered if something was afoot with their number 1 overall pick, and they ended up taking Andrew Wiggins. You think the Cavaliers did the right thing?
Yeah, but, man, they did it kicking and screaming. Made us nervous. We thought for the first time somebody was actually going to miss their pick. Like, what would have happened if Milwaukee had run up to the podium and drafted Jabari before they even made the pick? Exciting draft.
Who do you think was the biggest winner tonight, Jalen?
I like what Charlotte did, actually. Anytime you get Vonleh, you pair him with Al Jefferson up front. He's a shooter. He's going to be a big body. He's going to be a physical presence. And also Hairston, later in the first round, that had early first round, even lottery talent, but had some character issues. I like what Charlotte is doing, trying to build their young basketball team. They made the playoffs this year.
What did you think, Jay? Who came out on top in your mind?
Well, I know Bill liked what Boston did. I like what Philadelphia did. Now, they had a ton of picks, but what they did with them was pretty impressive. And to get Joel Embiid at number 3, they must have satisfied themselves that the injury concerns were not long-term. But to get a guy who I thought was the best prospect and a guy who long-term I think has the chance to be the best player out of this draft at number 3 was a really good get. They got Dario Saric out of this, which they can stash, bring back. And then they got first-round talent in the second round with K.J. McDaniels out of Clemson and then Jeremy Grant out of Syracuse. I thought Philly did very well.
I agree with Jay. We all thought Embiid was the best prospect. They got him at number 3. They were able to stash Saric, pick up an extra pick for him. And now they're going to stink again next year, more importantly, and they're going to be able to do this all over again. This is a team that turned Drew Holiday into 2 picks. They got Embiid. They got Sarge. They're going to have a top 5 pick next year. I like it. I also think Boston and the Lakers getting Smart and Randall at 6 and 7, and then Boston getting James Young at 17, who would have been a lottery pick in almost any of the draft. Those are the big winners for me.
And also the Milwaukee Bucks, who basically have been irrelevant the last couple of seasons. You get Jabari Parker, a player that want to be there, a player that can get you 20 points, probably going to be a long-time All-Star. I think now we're going to be talking about that team again.
And Toronto won the Comedy Award tonight with the Bruno pick at number 20. Just all of us were flabbergasted by that one. I mean, talk about not on the radar.
Yeah, Bruno Caboclo was picked there. He's a bouncy athlete, and I'm getting my information from Fran Fraschilla, who was on top of this. He expected Bruno to be picked, but probably early second round. That was the surprise, and we talked about it at the time. They took him with the 20th overall pick.
Fran said he was 2 years away from being 2 years away.
That's right, which is, in Fran math, 4 years away, I think, or maybe a little bit shorter.
6 years. I don't know.
But don't sleep on also Orlando. You get Peyton and you get Gordon. Both of those players, they're trying to build something down there. And also last year, they took Oladipo.
I think that might be the most overlooked team so far in the draft. The fact that you get Aaron Gordon because he's so athletic, and then Alfred Payton, who was one of the high risers selected by the 76ers, but part of a trade where he'll wind up in Orlando. Orlando quietly had a very good night, I think, too.
That's a great point. You know, it's funny. We didn't even talk about Orlando really all night. But, yeah, they got 2 potential gems along with all the other teams they have. They have cap space, assets. Good job, Jalen. Keep getting the checks.
Keep collecting those checks. Mantra of the night.